Control the system. Hi.
Everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps Dark Star Legacy, Part 9 of our Level 24 Keeps adventure. Today is September 11th, 2023, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at YouTube or at patreon.com/indooradventures. Easiest way to ask us those questions, of course, is to join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks. We got shirts like this one, our Kindness is Not a Weakness product line, which is wonderful and great, and I love this baseball style tee that I got at indooradventure.redbubble.com. And we also have face masks with the design of Tiamat upon them, made by our very own Cyberwolf 1201. So if you would like to help, also, most important thing, all of the proceeds from our merch goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Caelum, the Shadowkai Wizard Clip Fighter. I did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We both go by he, him.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. I'm going to be playing Gwen, the halfling barbarian, and we both go by she, her.
Hoi, I'm Cyber. I use he or whatever pronouns. I play Arjhan. Arjhan is a draconian harmacist who has weapon mastery in NyQuil. He, him.
That just leaves me. Hey, everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at Danae. Wait, no, hold on. I don't do that here. She, her. Hi, I'm Danae Keener. She, her. I'm playing as Coriander, the Eldrin Paladin, she, they, and he.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him. And tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, your group was traversing through space. Arjhan ended up getting the assistance from Arathsk to put together a special gift for a special someone that has yet to be delivered upon. When we returned from there, you watched as a small tugboat-style ship sailed through space towards you, that then opened up to reveal a larger ship with space clowns on it, which then opened up like a Matryoshka doll to reveal more clowns, which resulted in us going up against none other than the infamous Captain Teller upon his infinite jest. You guys destroyed that entire encounter in like 18 seconds tops in-game time, with Arjhan turning into a dragon and casting Time Stop to assist in the merriment that was had last session. Now, where we left off, you had discovered in the wreckage of Captain Teller's ship not only a sufficient amount of supplies, but you also discovered that there was 4 separate potions as well as a crystal ball that seemed to have avoided any of the damage done to the ship. If you would like to investigate these or any such thing, you find out what they are.
I found goodies.
Oh, nice.
Arjhan is still very big.
I'm gonna go below deck and double check any damages
Okay.
of our ship.
Surprisingly, there was no lower damage to your ship. They were trying to fire up at the top. There's, I think, one clown was bouncing up and down, but managed to escape because they would rather face the darkness and coldness of space alone than be destroyed by you all. Seemed like a rather befitting way to go. Gwen,
I'm gonna divine sense the clowns.
You could. Nothing really pings from them. Two of them actually do, or one of them does, which was the large pot-bellied one that was on deck. He seems to have had a fiendish predilection to them.
Yeah, no, that one went down hard on a smite. But like space clowns, like I don't know, how do they work? This perplexes Cori.
Okay. Gwen, you had a thing that you were looking at as well.
I was just gonna see if Arjhan's cool. What you got there, buddy?
A smoothie. He holds up one of the potion bottles.
Oh, do you want me to hang on to that?
Sure.
Okay. Takes it. It's big to her. Puts it in her bag. You gonna be good like that?
Well, a few minutes, yeah.
All right.
I can start identifying the rest of the items if you want me to.
Why don't you loop around the ship, because the whole gravity thing's weird. They might keep stuff on like the bottom of the ship.
Okay.
There's a thought.
You'll go find maybe find the other potion bottles whenever he does that.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, so Gwen, the potion that you are handed, you have seen potions like this many times. Although thankfully you've had a healer in your party, so typically you don't end up using them. What you have received from Arjhan is a potion of superior healing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Caelum. It's just a healing potion, right? It's like a really powerful healing potion.
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that. So good for me. That is a 16.
A 16? Yeah, this is a potion of superior healing.
Oh, sweet. We could use this. You got in one, Gwen.
I know.
I'm just reaffirming that you got it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. My ego doesn't need it, but thank you.
But I would like to give credit where credit's due.
Cool. What else do we got?
Turns.
He left an orb there.
Draws a circle around the orb, puts some runes on there, spends 10 minutes ritually casting Identify.
Yeah, you gain a crystal ball.
Oh. Interesting.
Can allow you to cast Scry and do all sorts of other useful things.
What is it?
It's a crystal ball.
Well, yeah. But what does it do?
Well, not like... Yes, physically it is a crystal ball, but it is also the magic item known as a crystal ball. You can use it to cast Scrying, and... Oh. Is this just a regular crystal ball?
Yes,
okay.
It is a regular crystal ball.
Cool, because I saw the legendary variants. I was like, oh.
Yeah. No, not those ones, just a regular one.
Okay.
The Infinite Jest did not have access to that high level of magic item.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's good though, right?
That's very good. We can take a peek at what people are doing. Oh.
Like all the time?
Does this go on cooldown?
Assuming you
While touching it, you cast the scry spell, so...
Assuming you know them, and they don't have any sort of magical protections on them.
Can I do it?
Yeah, sure. Do you need to attune to this? You do not. No, yes, you do. You need to attune to it.
Oh. Gwen touches it. Starts thinking really hard. I'm not seeing anything.
It might be one of those items where you need to spend some time with it.
I already have a bunch of those. Take it back.
I'm gonna take an hour to deattune to something.
Cori's gonna look at Caelum very seriously. Now, Caelum, never leave this in a room uncovered.
Yeah, I think
It's imperative that you never leave this alone in a room uncovered. Always have a
Okay.
cloth over it before you leave it alone.
Why, might I ask?
Oh, because it can reflect the sun's rays and cause a fire.
And the sun is a deadly laser.
The sun is a deadly laser, and this focuses it into an even more deadly one.
The sun is a deadly laser? I thought the sun was a big ball of fire in the sky.
Well, you see, in the science aspect of things, launches into a long tirade about how the sun is just a bunch of hydrogen burning up in the atmosphere or in space.
Coralon's a sun god.
the
So,
god of
in
lasers.
conclusion, you could say that Corlon is full of hot air.
I found more smoothies.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Arjhan, make a investigation check for me as well.
Can I add my proficiency with alchemy?
Yes, you can.
Is him still big?
Yeah.
Imps is still big.
Little smoothies for you.
I have smoothie. Natural 20 for a 26.
Okay. So
And a 10.
It's a 10. So while you are looking through, you do not find more smoothies than the ones that you had already gotten. However, it looks like the Infinite Jest among the other wrecked ships that were there were very prolific in their treasure. With a natural 20, you will obtain 1,000 platinum pieces and 8,000 gold pieces.
1,000 platinum.
And 8,000 gold.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you find the other potions, which Arjhan, as you're bringing them over and looking at them, I would say that with your natural 20, you recognize 2 more of these. You recognize that one of them is another potion of superior healing. You also recognize that there is a oil of slipperiness, which kind of has this like shimmering grayish texture to it, almost like there is some sort of like how you can add shimmer to drinks, that kind of thing. It's not really like a solid silver like a quicksilver or a mercury would be, but it has more of this shimmered texture to it. But you recognize it as an oil of slipperiness. And then you see a potion which confuses you, because it is a potion bottle that is familiar to what you've seen before, in that you recognize that there is a piece of nail clipping inside of this potion, which you would guess would be something similar to a potion of giant strength, but it's the wrong color. It's like this hot pinkish color, and it has a etched picture of a jester's face on the side of this potion bottle. More surprising, there's I would say that written in common along the side, it says potion of clown giant strength.
Clown giant strength.
Indeed, clown giant strength.
Right. So I'm going to add Cloud Giant to mine and rename it in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Because that seems easier.
Oh, by the by, while I was in the Feywild, I prepped something for one of the non-raging people in our party. And Caelum will produce a ring of spell storing that has 5 shields inside of it.
I can cast spells.
Not when you're angry.
Is that true?
It is true, yeah. No, we can't do magic
Oh.
when we're like mad and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, like all my stuff that I do that's magical takes like a minute at least. So one would
Yeah.
think that. I'm like, okay.
Does it require attunement?
I believe ring of spell storing does. Yep.
That
You know what?
is-
Speaking of party members that don't
That's a
act-
hard sell at this level, my
Wait,
guy.
what if I give this to Greybeard though?
to GB, he would love
No,
that.
Greybeard. Sorry, it's Grayskull.
Yeah. Grayskull would be willing to take it.
Because he doesn't technically rage anymore, does he?
Mm-mm. He is one with the storm.
Grayskull can cast shield 5 times.
Sick.
Yay, longevity for the boy.
Also, during this time, this hour-long period, I think Rasa would assist Arjhan with the collection of all of these gold pieces, because when you scuttle ships in space, gold is a little difficult to grab a hold of. And Skiznabat will actually return to your ship from where he had left before, and he apologizes that his crew was not as on the ready to defeat these clowns. To be fair, you did kill everyone in about 12 seconds. So he apologizes for not being quicker on the drop, but his crew will just be at the ready from now on in case anything happens.
Sure. I mean, that wasn't. The clowns wasn't really on the list of things that I was expecting. I wouldn't have expected you to prepare for that.
You have to prepare for anything when you're traveling through wild space.
How do you prepare for clowns?
Usually with bullets. If you hear the squeaking, if you see an abandoned ship and you start hearing coming behind you, no, a clown is there.
Do you need any sort of special
we go back
ammunition
to
when
hell?
dealing with clowns?
No, I believe that regular bullets should work just fine. Or a sword.
What exactly is a clown?
Well, a clown. I'm surprised you actually haven't. I thought clowns were more
Like a jester.
like
They
a
are
jester.
an enigma to me.
Well, these clowns.
I'm able to sense many different things. I'm divinely attuned to their true nature, and these baffle me.
Let me put it this way for you. There are a plethora of different places and worlds and realities that are out there, right? I mean, from what you've told me about all your adventures and everything, I think that you've all done a little bit of hopping back and forth between planes. Imagine if there was a plane similar to the one that you told me about everything being made of bears, but everything was a clown. Everything was clowns. They are just born clowning.
What system is that?
Clown space, and we will never go there. I have your word that we will not go to clown space. My navigators know better than to get near clown space.
Funny business going to clown space.
Not the time.
Smacks his shin. No, we're
Ow.
not going to clown space.
Rightfully, we have
Not
no
intentionally,
time.
anyway.
If
I saw a guy use intestines and he blew them up and then he like twisted them and it looked like a dog.
That's horrifying.
Just now?
No, like during my childhood. I guess my teenage years.
that doesn't make it any better.
That explains a lot, Gwen.
Like
Sometimes
Graybeard
you gotta
puts
keep
his
yourself
hand on your.
entertained in its rhyme.
I got you to say it too.
He'll put his hand on your shoulder, or Grayskull will put his hand on your shoulder, and just say, "It's all right. They just don't understand."
Yeah. Goliath humor. Anyways,
Now,
So-
Skiznabat, we can promise you not to go into clown space,
Yes.
but we might have to go into mime space. And in mime space, no one can hear you scream.
And do you know why that is?
Mimes.
did they turn you into mimes? Where mimes?
They do not turn you into mimes, and they are not were-mimes. But imagine
mime
if you were
wares.
able to freely manipulate walls of force.
Imagine making your own staircase anywhere you wish.
Anywhere. You could walk up there, I dare say.
But Caelum, this is all just things that you can do. Are you a mime?
Are you a mime?
Caelum snaps a finger.
You have to tell us if you're a mime.
Caelum snaps a finger in the background. There's like that bougie French music that's playing. And he just does like a pantomime.
Oh my god, I think they got him.
And then-
Hefts
Oh
an
my god, I
axe.
got this. Gwen goes to punch the wall in front of him.
He casts Wall of Force in front of her. Actual Wall of Force.
He's too powerful.
Oh, he's a mime!
And Skiznabat is like, Caleb, make an intimidation or a deception check.
We're
I'm
back, baby.
bad at both of these. Deception. 18.
18. Okay, he knows that you're playing around, and that you're not
Oh, good.
suddenly becoming a turncoat of a mime. And he, I think that he registers this and sees that you're all playing around, and like he kind of like has to do a little shimmy shake with his shoulders to get the clown vibes off. He doesn't want that anymore. He says, "All right, well, next stop, the gates of Limbo. Again, we're just going by for the most part. I don't really see us stopping there at any point in time." Yes.
Right, did we already go over what to expect when we go into limbo?
Well, not going into Limbo.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not. When you go into Limbo, every once in a while, you will be washed over by the ebbs of chaos. And should the ebbs of chaos, in their ever-shifting ways, decide to affect you, a variety of things could happen. You could start becoming a plant person. You could have shrubbery start growing off of your person. You could turn into a flump, like some notable adventurers had happened to them. Or your skin could just turn blue. It could be very
This
simple.
sounds like some sort of annihilation that I don't want to go through.
It's not fun.
You
I
could
mean, it is a
also-
little fun. It's a little fun for the most part, but like
I mean-
realistically, no.
You could also potentially summon a unicorn
You could.
All things considered, it doesn't sound so bad.
because we've experienced it already.
Also, you could just fix all of that, couldn't you?
Well, with
I could probably
But we're
fix
not
that.
doing that, right?
not.
We're
that
not
I am
going
aware
in
of,
there?
No.
Okay, dope. So where are we going?
So why are you telling us about it?
Well, we have to go
I
near
asked.
there because when the
Oh.
tides of chaos hit, they release a rideable wave of energy that can help propel us into dream space.
And this wave of energy won't have the same effect?
We have
Skiznabat?
precautions this time.
I see.
A dream space. Is this the space that we have already been in? I mean, the four of us have been in with the Dream Eater.
Have you been to-
No, that's the fugue. Is Dream Space the same as the fugue plane?
There are those who do call dream space the fugue plane.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I took my shadow and I made it into a whip there. It was awesome.
Sounds like you are utilizing dream space correctly.
I lost my leg in Dream Space and it happened in real life.
If you lose your leg in the dream, you lose your leg for real.
Well, that's only if you're dealing with Dendar, though.
Yeah, we killed him.
We did not.
I thought we did. I thought he came back and then we killed him.
Her.
Also, you all have interacted with Dendar before?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a long time ago.
All right. How? I'm sure it's fine.
What if we're not on great terms with Dendar?
Not many are. I've seen you perform rather incredible combat.
Oh.
Do we get to fight them again?
I wouldn't recommend it.
We've got to
We already
save
did
all
it
of our
once.
energy.
You wouldn't recommend it, but I'm getting the feeling you're expecting it.
Well, now that I know that you've already had a poor interaction with them, it's hard not to, knowing the type of shenanery that this group has
Out of
gotten
character,
up to.
like
Yeah.
wasn't that one of the times that one of us died? Somebody died at that point. Somebody
Arjhan.
died then.
Arjhan died.
Arjhan died.
Arjhan died, Tarlane got
second
taken
time.
over by Dendar, and then Arjhan had a ticking time bomb in his chest until he went down to hell.
Yeah, that was real bad.
Good times. Anyway, so if we have to fight Gengar, I think that'll be okay.
It's Dendar.
Dendar.
Gengar's the Pokemon.
Oh, the purple one, right?
Oh, I see you've all been to Poke Space.
Yeah.
No,
That was
that's
a
where
weird
that's where you
vaca-
get the sushi bowls.
Mhm.
Oh, right.
Digispace is the other one.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Digispace. Anyways, so
I could spend hours talking about Digispace. Can I talk about Digispace?
No,
Not on this
uh,
podcast.
Please.
How far until Limbo?
Until Limbo, as of this moment, we are looking... I'd have to double check my map, but I think we have at least 5 days. We could try and get there sooner.
Okay.
All right. I'll set the course. And Skiznabat will dismiss himself. So Skiznabat leaves. It is your group left. You have 5 days until you get to the gates of Limbo. Caelum, you said that you wanted to spend some time attune to Crystal Ball.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Who you balling?
I'll test it out first. I'll tell I'll talk to our cook real quick and be like, hey, I found a magic item. It casts scry. I want to try it out. I'm gonna be like topside and I want to scry on you in the kitchen. Is that cool?
Robinson gives you the thumbs up.
Cool. I'll test it out.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Performs
Ponder.
as intended.
Cuts off the link. Scries Cori.
What is Cori up to while Caelum is scrying? Which Cori also?
I don't know, mud wrestling herself.
If he doesn't say which, what happens?
Yeah, what happens, Caleb?
I'd like to scry on Coriander Jonquil.
It's like a magic eye puzzle.
It's a picture in picture.
Yeah, it's just 3 superimposed images. It's like watching 3 videos at the same time, all at like 25% opacity.
Oh, I don't like that. Coriander Jonquil Autumn. Like,
Okay. Yeah, it shows regular Cori, who at this point apparently is mud wrestling with Summer Cori. They're showing who's the stronger of the two.
How did we get mud on this ship?
create water and move Earth.
Look, what Cori does with their room is entirely up to them.
Turkish oil wrestling.
I mean, it doesn't have to be mud wrestling. It's the vibe of mud wrestling, you know?
It's Cori's going full Greco-Roman wrestling against themselves.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay. Sounds good. So Caelum, yeah, you were able to scry on Cori.
Works as intended. Turns that off. I'll pocket that somewhere.
Okay. Sounds good. Gwen, anything that you wanted to do over the next series of days?
You're not interested at all in what Spring Cori is doing?
Nope. She deserves
Okay.
privacy.
All right.
Gwen is going to spend some time with Grayskull and Arjhan. I think probably there's like a day where Grayskull's off doing his own thing, and Gwen just kind of lingers around Arjhan, like just kind of shows up and is doing her own thing.
Did you think that it might be a good idea to, reintroduce Grayskull to the whole tribe?
Eventually. I mean, like, we're not gonna get there for a while.
But
the
house is
that's
here.
not a good idea?
I mean, the house is here. We could just go there if you want.
I guess I forgot that we can do that. I still sometimes think travel means travel, and we could have to just kind of, be on that road for a while.
Listen, we are going to make the full experience of glamping.
Okay, well, let me ask Grayskull. Where is he? Hey! Grayskull!
Oh, I'm not too far away.
Oh, okay. Hey, so remember how we have the house thing?
Yeah. Fancy travel house.
Right. Well, we still have a couple days to do this, but we could go in the house and then go back to the tribe, and you can meet everybody in the tribe if you want to go hang out with them, or you can stay with us and just meet them.
I would like to meet them, but I don't want to meet them by myself.
Well, I'll go with you.
Okay. Because it sounds like a lot of people, like, all at once, and like...
Yeah.
I don't know, I've experienced a city again, and it's kind of weird, like, it leaves my ears ringing a little bit, so I don't...
Yeah.
Like, maybe familiar sounds will make me feel better, but...
Yeah. I hear my voice is very piercing.
Oh, no, it's very reassuring and confident to me.
And I feel kind of bad that we sort of just, like, brought you back and then stuck you in some of the most uncomfortable situations that anybody could ever be put in.
Look, all I know is shopping's pointless. I don't ever want to do that again. If I hang out with the chieftain, I could just say, like, get me a food, and then somebody will, like, bring food back to me. Like, not necessarily, like, throwing the title and status of my friend around, but, within reason. I'm like your bodyguard.
Gwen just, like, chuckles to herself. Okay, buddy.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Do you want to come with us, Arjhan?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, we can do that now.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah, I don't
Can
know
Summer
if I've
Cori
asked.
come with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When was Grayskull alive?
Grayskull was last alive like 1,000 years ago. It's been a while.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll get into the house, and head back to the tribe.
Grayskull, before entering the house, remembers to take off his shoes.
Good boy.
He has heard the warning of the house too many times, and as a spirit, he has not known how that's going.
I'm just shocked he wears shoes.
Yeah, he's got big boots.
I didn't know we had the budget for shoes.
I didn't know you could read.
So yeah, Summer Cori, Grayskull, Arjhan, and Gwen are all going back to the Goliath tribe.
Does Caelum want to come?
If you invite him.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I think for Gwen, it was like, we were talking about it, and Summer Cori was like, oh, I'd like to go. And then, like, oh, yeah, I guess I should ask the elves. Hey, Caelum?
Ah.
we're gonna go back to the tribe to introduce Grayskull to everybody. Do you want to go?
Oh, sure. I'd love to see the babies again. Check up on how they're
Okay.
doing.
All right. Road trip.
I'll have you know that I helped birth some of those babies.
Yes, you did. You are your Uncle Caelum.
All of them are going to call you that forever.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and then is Fall Cori going as well?
No, I love the idea that Fall Cori is an afterthought and she just like comes out on deck and everybody's gone.
Fair.
Hello? Hello?
You say hello and just they all decided to take a little bit of a trip, and Rasa is just like flying next to the tyrant, not having been able to fit inside of the house, and also like it's better to have a large dragon protecting your very expensive ship.
Oh, Rasa, I didn't see you there. Oh. Just like moment of like awkward silence. You ever played dragon chess?
Oh, I would love to. If you're offering, I wouldn't want to impose.
Oh, no, of course. Girls' night, girls' night, girls' night.
Hell yeah. All right, so Cori and Rasa are having girls' night. The rest of you are off at the Goliath camp. So you are
Arjhan kind of just like pokes Gwen, like, "Hey, can we do a feast? Can we do a feast?
Oh, absolutely.
I need to bring Rasa back a lot of dinner.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I'll let
I
them.
need to bring back girl dinner.
Yeah. Of course.
Girl dinner! Girl dinner!
Yeah. Will not announce my presence until we get there.
Okay.
Because we're just gonna go.
I mean, it's pretty easy to announce your presence in a magical house that appears in a specific place. It looks like they actually have guards relatively stationed near where the house is, so that way they can start relaying it through the command
They sound
center.
a horn when the house comes through.
It sounds like a doorbell. So it's that like that very like electric doorbell sound.
Oh, like an apartment, like...
Yeah. It's Goliath music at its finest. So thankfully, Gwen, you have arrived, and it seems like as soon as you do, the welcoming committee starts coming out. And you know, everyone is they're paying attention, like they're waving at Arjhan, they're waving at Cori, and then when Grayskull walks out, they're like, "Hi," like they do not know who this random Goliath is that is just like looking around with just like, wow.
Yeah, I know we haven't been stationary for that long as a tribe, but
no, it's
yeah,
not
I
really
think it's
coming
coming
along
to
though.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go to center of town and I'll make an announcement. You ready?
Yeah. You want a race?
Absolutely.
Yay.
And then she goes.
Yeah, and Grayskull is like giggling, running after you, and people are like very, very quickly making way for like a stampeding Goliath and also their chieftain.
Yeah, she will get to the center of the town where we do all of our announcements, and she pops up on there's like a small stage, and then there is a like a step up sort of spiral staircase where Gwen stands, which is a little bit higher. It puts her at eye level with a person, like a Goliath that would be standing next to her. So she goes, "What's up, party people?
Woo!
I have returned for a short time, but I have an announcement. Is everybody ready?"
And they all like, "Ooh, just an announcement. Peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots."
I know. Watermelon. I know that you guys all know that I have some cool skills and trinkets, like this runt axe.
Wow.
And I think you all know that I was not the first wielder of this runt axe. There's a history behind it that I'm not going to bore you with right now. But You also know that I can summon spirits from this thing that have the people who have wielded this before. I can summon them. You've seen it before. I am here to tell you, I have brought one of them back to life.
And there's concerned murmurs. fall
Please
about the
welcome to the tribe, Grayskull.
Ta-da!
Minor illusion confetti, minor illusion confetti, minor illusion confetti.
Hey! And you, like,
A brief bonfire erupts behind him.
oh.
Grayskull was last alive on this plane of existence 1,000 years ago.
Hi.
And now he's come back. Because we can do that. Yeah.
And there are some that are
So-
just like kind of like, did you just like, are you roll a performance check?
Okay.
We're helping. Come on.
Yeah. You'll have advantage.
Okie dokie. Oh, no, I hit-
Situational advantage applied.
Oh, Lord. I forgot I have my thing on. Doesn't matter. It's a natural 20.
Baby.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, yo.
So Gwen, as you were saying this, like, you as a chieftain have always been very upfront with your people. You have always been very like engaged with them. You have never shown that you actively would lie to them about anything. They are like there is that just like, she's a 1,000 years old. What does that even mean? And Grayskull's like, watch this. Watch this, fuckwits! And he puts like a lightning of javelin, or a javelin of lightning, into his hand, and he just shoots it into the cloud. And as that, there's like a pause, and he just was it all right that I called them that? And then there is cheering as they witness the return of an ancient Goliath chieftain.
Yeah. Was he a chieftain?
He was.
Sorry. The fact that I didn't remember that.
Oh yeah. No, he like told you a long backstory last
I'm sure,
session
yeah.
too.
Oh,
Weren't
that's
like a
fair.
majority of the runt axe wielders chieftains?
Yes, they are. They are all chieftains, actually.
Look, it's been like 5 years, okay? It's
Listen,
been
when you
5
get-
years.
Listen, when you get all of these fuckwits
11 names.
together in one person's head and they're all just like rabble, 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 you
Uh-huh.
tend to forget that they all were chieftains.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's told me so many stupid stories. Okay. She's like, please, I would love to have a feast if we could prepare one tonight. For a previous chieftain of the tribe, your current chieftain. I want to know all about the things that are going on as we continue our adventures. It doesn't make any sense because we're here, but we're currently also on a ship that's flying through space. I'll explain more when I get drunk.
And at that, there's like, like a feast, and Grayskull just yells out, "You heard the lady! Feasting time!" And they all like straighten up and shoot off. That natural 20 with
Yeah.
the performance has gotten them very excited. This will be a feast like no other, because this is also one of the first feasts that you are having in the newly built city. Like this is prime feasting time. This is like coronating a ship.
Caelum will, before they proceed into the dining hall, just put a hand on Gwen's shoulder and kneel down next to her. I'll be ready for Hexton tomorrow.
Oh. Hexton, are you ready for that?
Gwen, make an insight check.
Okay. Don't roll on that.
He's literally salivating.
3.
A 3. Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He
he
says
looks
yes.
like he's like leaning up against a wall in your mind palace and just like whenever you say, he's ready for it.
All right. Yeah, tomorrow it is. Do you want to do it here or do you want to do it on a ship?
I would like to do a little bit of research and
I wasn't asking you. Hold on, sorry.
The ship.
On the ship. So that way
Does-
it's not.
does Hexton have a preferred form, or should I take some liberties in crafting a body for him?
When you ask this, Hexton will reply to you, Gwen, because obviously he cannot be heard elsewhere.
Yeah.
I wish to become an avatar of destruction.
Okay. He says he would like to be an avatar of destruction, which I think they can only do like elemental stuff, right?
No.
Oh.
I've got an idea.
Dope.
Okay. Sounds good. So Hexton has agreed to come back to life, which is great. So
yeah, have a feast. Is Philip here?
yeah, Philip would have returned and like seeing this, like he like gets into town on Todd back, sees that the feast is happening, gets somebody to take his cart with all of his trading stuff up to your longhouse that you have. It's not just a large tent anymore. It's 4 walls and a roof. Who would have thought?
Wow.
For 2 halflings. Yeah, the feast is going to go underway. Philip is very glad to see you. And Grayskull is like gingerly approaching Todd. Just like, all right.
Oh. It's like we're having a moment like, oh, I missed you so much. Hold on.
Todd will look at Grayskull. And Grayskull sort of like has both hands out and then just like does like a knightly bow in front of them.
Oh, that was a poor choice.
And Todd just Grayskull does not move from his position, and you see Todd give the gentlest headbutt to Grayskull.
What just happened?
And Todd then continues on.
Game respects game. I like it.
And Grayskull gets up and just, I got really nervous. And like he always seems like he wants to be the big dog on top, so I figured just like show him like a little bit of respect, and then then that happened. Am I like blessed or something?
Yeah, I think you are, dude.
That is how they will know me in this day and age. Grayskull, friend of Todd.
You've got a new name.
Yes.
Today you've earned it, buddy.
And a new name calls for a delicious feast. Are you ready for this?
Oh my god, I've been wanting mead so bad.
I have been really looking forward to trying that. Like, you guys got, it was a long time ago, but you had like a troll skull that was filled with like a never-ending something or other. It was like, you said it was like a lemon
Oh,
trumpet or
yes! Do
something.
I still have that?
You do not. You gave it to Tifa.
I thought that you had given that to the tribe.
Oh,
No, you gave
Is Tifa in this game?
Yes, it has been.
There's
Oh
a
no, I
big-
gave her the cask. I gave her a
Tifa
cask.
was a thing and a half.
I recall.
Yeah, you
I
left
know Tifa well.
You left the troll skull with the Goliath tribe.
Yeah. Okay.
And they have just been using it as like when they're traveling. You know, it's kind of like having instant coffee. Like it's not the same as like brewing it and like getting all of the nice smells and everything. It'll do in a pinch. And like when they were moving from point A to point B, I mean, having a never-ending source of liquor with a bunch of Goliaths is preferable.
Oh yeah, we absolutely have to try that. I'm gonna check on Leo, but go ahead and do your thing, man. If you need help, just I'll be around.
All right. I'm gonna go hang out with Todd.
Okay.
Feel safe around him. He's like
You go, buddy.
he's like an emotional support goat.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Grayskull, don't forget.
Oh.
Russell. Pulls his sash a little bit, sticks the mini Gwen in the stash, pats the head twice.
Oh, thank you. And then Grayskull will run off after Todd.
They grow up so fast.
It's weird having him so far away from me.
Anything
No
past
offense.
60 feet and you just start feeling like
Yeah.
that separation
Weird.
anxiety.
Yeah, go check on Leo, see how the kids are doing.
Yep. Yeah, make an insight check. 11. They're being kids. I mean, when you adopted Leo, he barely got to know you, and then you were like, all right, I'm going to space, big guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And then his adopted dad was like, I am starting a new trading thing, so like I'm gonna be on the road for a while. And like
It takes a tribe.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so like the tribe has been raising Leo. So like as far as like feeling one way or the other, Leo is still a little bit more guarded, specifically about his family. His birth family. He is still like, I'm gonna find them.
Yeah.
But he has like warmed up to the other kids, and the other kids have seemed to warm up to Leo as well. Looks like he's taken on more. He has been forced into the big brother element, where like now he has like other kids hanging off of him, and he does not really want that, but he's also like the only one who's still in the system with them,
Yeah.
like in the group with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leo, I think he's excited to see you. And like he'll come up and we'll ask when can he learn how to try and fight again?
Oh, well. After dinner, I could show you a thing or two. I did fight some space clowns recently.
Ew, what's a clown?
Oh boy. They are terrifying beings with red noses and curly hair, with white faces and painted red lips.
As Gwen is describing this to Leo, Caelum just leans around the side of the tent flap and minor illusions a clown face onto himself.
Leo, like, Caelum, roll a D100 for me.
83.
You do not give Leo nightmares. You do give him a favorite enemy. His first favorite enemy. Clowns.
Yeah, I'll show you how to go for the leg sweep.
Okay.
It's a tricky move, especially someone who's a little bit taller, but I think you can do it.
Okay.
But first, dinner. Got to build up your strength before we practice.
Lots of protein.
Yeah, all protein. I guess some veggies, mostly protein.
Like, I think you're not the one who says some veggies. It's like one of the people who's working at like this Goliath daycare, essentially. It's just like, and vegetables, and you both just like have that like both snap head of just like, ugh. Like that's how you know that you and Leo are like similar brained as vegetables.
Yeah.
So yeah, Leo is more than down to learn about this thing. Cori, or I guess we'll go with what's Summer Cori up to? Just like
Summer Cori's drinking like a Civil War doctor's about to saw her leg off. Like next time we see her, she has got like the troll skull to her lips, and she just like throws it up in the air and says, "Yo, dense motherfuckers want a party!"
Cori, make a performance check.
All right.
And if you are not proficient in it, add your proficiency bonus.
Well done. It's an 18 plus 6, making it a 24.
24. You know as Cori knows, bass musical talent. Like, you know, you tried woodwind and brass when you were younger, but it was really more like strings and the ukulele kind of like piqued your interest. But you had heard of this thing that specific individuals can do that is called circular breathing, which is that while you are performing with instruments such as bagpipes or other woodwinds, that you can be exhaling while still breathing in. You somehow unlock this skill with this troll skull. And it is the most impressive thing that these Goliaths have witnessed, as like you can just keep drinking from this ever-flowing skull. And Summer Cori, you have gained make a religion check with this.
Jesus, okay. It's wild to be rolling skills off of Summer Cori's thing. 15.
15. Summer Cori has gained effectively points in notoriety. Like, this is not necessarily you have gained new followers, because the Goliaths don't necessarily follow Coralon, but as far as stories and propagation and the legend and lore of Coralon, the legend of Coralon being able to drink infinitely from a troll skull at this Goliath camp has become seated in the local lore of this town.
Yeah, Summer Cori basically goes on a Goliath bender. She's carousing, she's telling stories, she's arm wrestling. She's up all night.
Hell yeah. Arjhan, you were collecting girl dinner for Rasa from this feast.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to do during this time?
No.
Okay, sounds good. Girl dinner it is. Then, meanwhile, on the ship, Rasa and Cori. It was girls' night. And I think Rasa...
So what color does Rasa want her nails painted?
She would like them painted black. She thinks that it makes a very good... that, you know, black and red complement each other very
It's classy. Well.
It is. And you can kind of tell Cori that when she is talking about black and red complementing each other, she's not just talking about the colors. She is also talking about a mutual friend of yours.
Oh, yeah. No, Cori's like, I'll bet they do. And she just like gives like eyebrows like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. And you can, like, if a dragon could blush, Rasa...
We're talking about boys.
Yeah, and Rasa says, I don't mean to intrude, but or mention anything else, but I didn't get the chance at the time. But that suit that you wore to Caelum's wedding was very lovely.
Oh, thank you. Genuinely, thank you so much. You cut a fetching figure in any form.
Thank you. I'm glad you think so. When I was made humanoid, not that it feels wrong not to have the option of choosing all fours or hind legs, but it definitely feels off to try and balance in that way.
There was a time when I wasn't... There was a time when I would say I didn't understand. For me, having different forms, different seasons, different genders, it's all very natural. And to stay in one form for too long would be like an itch that one couldn't quite scratch. But for some people, it's the opposite. There's only one form that is right for them.
I agree. And I don't think I would like being a male red dragon. I've met too many of them that are not, they're not fun. They don't do things like this. Every time you talk to them, they always want to boast about how many nautiloids they've destroyed or the latest conquest that they've been on. And that's great. You know, that's fun for the first 100 years. And then you kind of grow out of it. You know, you really, you start hearing about somebody who has real adventures from that person anyways.
Yes, well, boasting and experience are two different things.
It's true. Your turn. She like motions to the game.
Cori, whose nails are also painted and like still drying, like has to like do that like fumble finger to like move the chess piece.
And I think when Rasa realizes that like she can't smudge the paint with the cards, that she's willing to just talk more about things. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I mean, like, the stats are exactly the same, but I feel the need to roll it off of the Summer Cori sheet. Persuasion check. 15.
So with the 15, you get Rasa to open up. She already is she's a rather open red dragon. She's very forward, but she does have anxiety. It's very difficult for her to like not necessarily feel comfortable, but to really like get the jumble in her words out. And at this point,
Cori plays full emotional support extrovert.
She will come to you with not necessarily a problem, but it is a slight lament. And the lament is that she knows, because you were just talking about how it's so natural for you to change your form and to shed off gender is just a construct, that sort of thing. And to her, it wasn't necessarily even about herself, but her partner, Arjhan, has expressed dissatisfaction and a dysmorphia about the way that they look. And Rasa does not know how to bridge that gap other than just complimenting them, which they believe Arjhan is well deserving of those compliments. But they don't know how to truly establish, like, that's not the way that I see you. And she asks, do you think you would like a letter, or should I like melt him a statue? Do you think that he would like that if I'm not much of a painter. I tried for about 80 years, but it just didn't. I can't. Articulation is difficult.
I'm not sure if I understand. Are you trying to solve the problem for him?
I don't want to solve a problem that isn't mine to solve. But I would like to give him aid in the troubles that keep him down.
Cori puts down what she's holding, and she turns towards Rasa, and she puts a hand on the side of her face, and she says, "Just be you." I have known Arjhan for some time now, and the time that he has spent with you, he seems happier than he ever has. And you are a part of that. So support him, love him deeply and without judgment. And when the time comes for you to say something to him along those lines, you'll just know.
And she nods. She's receptive to your words.
And if it goes wrong, then you just apologize and try again. That's what a relationship is all about. You have to communicate, and the moment that breaks down, well, so does the relationship. So take it from me. Talk about everything.
It is so nice to have a partner that you don't have to challenge to physical combat.
Well, you don't have to, but it's all in good fun, right?
Right.
Anyway,
Your turn.
it's your turn.
And I think that at that point, Rasa, like, just sort of like does a nose sniff and like blows some cards out of the way. She just says, "Oh dear, looks like we'll have to start over." And the two of you begin playing yet again. So the night goes by uneventfully. It's a great time. Going into the next day, or Arjhan, I'm guessing that since you wanted to bring back girl dinner, rather than having girl breakfast be girl dinner from last night,
Yeah,
were
I'm
you
bringing
making
it
your way
back.
back to the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, so Rasa, I think that when you bring her all of this food, she's very thankful. And she seems extra cuddly today. It seems that after having spent some time with Cori, she is just very, like, you can see that, like, she's happier. And, like, she's expressing it more being around you.
Arjhan's just like sort of like rubbing, like stroking his hand like down her talons, which are now painted black.
And she says, "Do you like them?" And like makes a on the like on the side of the ship.
Is it forward of me to say the initial color?
And she again, you all make this red dragon blush frequently. And she says, "If it is, I don't mind you being forward." I think it's my color too.
He just sort of like puts more weight in.
Yeah. Okay. So, first day of fast travel completed. It only took us about an hour of our game. That's what we're known for on this channel. So, anything else anybody wanted to do with the Goliath tribe other than get Grayskull to meet everybody? Chua is shocked at Grayskull's arrival. She's met him from in the spirit plane, but she did not ever think that he would come back as a people. Not for a lack of trying, but usually things like that require ridiculous levels of magic that she herself in her old age knows that she will never reach. But you all are hanging out with a magister, so things tend to get a little fun. Again, Grayskull is very excited. Gwen, as you make your way back to the ship, Philip makes sure to give you lots of hugs and smooches, as like, you know, a healthy, respectful amount for a public setting. Behind closed doors, however many you want, whatever is happening, like Philip is down for, because you are the chieftain as well as his wife. So, and Leo had a great time learning from you last night, and you can see that, like, he is carrying around now a wooden great axe on his back. It seems like if he's going to be learning how to fight from you, best way to do so is to copy your style. So he's learning.
Oh. And yeah, Gwen spends most of the night training, but also telling stories to anyone who's around listening about what they've been up to since she last left, and about space clowns and what space is even like. And it's funny because she is like the least knowledgeable about all this stuff, but like a pig with a bunch of guinea pigs, she is the one in charge, and she knows so much compared to like these, and she milks it every time she comes back. She's like, did you know that when you're in space, your ship has a center of gravity? So when you are standing on the side of it, you're still standing because there's no bottom. It's just you can walk around the whole thing because that's the way the gravity works.
And like it takes off like wildfire. Like everyone is in love with these speeches and talks of space. And you can see that there are a few of these Goliath who are getting inspired. They too would like to see the wonders of space. And in that same way, where they now have to figure out how to get off the ground. Can you just fly to space? Like they are trying to think. Like everything that you've told them about it has got their gears turning.
Mm-hmm.
So we return to the ship.
Summer Cori is heckling Gwen the entire time she's telling stories, but like in like the encouraging kind of way, where it's like, tell them about the comet that you fucking smashed.
I'll get there.
Ooh, a comet. Oh, I want to hear about the
Okay, so
comet.
there's this comet.
Incredible. So, on to the next day. Or did you want to use the crystal ball while you were on the material plane?
Yeah, I'll do a quick scry of like just like Fang, Mirth, Huddle, Swift, Gwen's parents, how are the Fae? Just like a quick like repository check in on everyone.
Yeah. Uglon is still in the hells.
Which means scry would not work because it has to be on the same plane of existence.
Cori's mom, I mean, I don't think that she's on the material plane currently. But yeah, for the most part, everyone's doing well. They seem to be like with Fang, business has never been better. The whole crew there at the Zesty Anchor is having a great time. As far as running a bar in Shroudport can be considered.
This is where the heroes of Shroudport once drank.
Mm-hmm. When you scry on Makoth, she just looks in your general direction and waves, seeming to know that you have sent this scrying sensor to her.
Just a quick sending to her then. She's like, hi, Makoth, just checking in. Caelum, bye.
You don't have to be a stranger. You can always start with a sending or just drop on by.
New orb, sorry, really excited.
New orb, who dis? And out of everyone, the ones that have made the most in terms of change would be Laurel. Laurel is now about the size of a young person, like a teenager. So they are growing at an exponential rate, but you see that there are more people that are there that have come to the grove. It seems like Hadarai is not the only one who frequents this grove anymore. Do you check in on a Rask?
I mean, Arjhan already checked in with a Rask, so I wouldn't do that. Is he sending another dragon sling sword our way?
I'm just going to keep sending these until they get the hint.
Do you check in on Oliviette?
Yeah, all the usual suspects.
When you check in on Oliviette, it is dark. you see lightning flash. There's a heavy rainstorm. They are in a city. And outside of the rain, there is only the breathing of both herself and Spring Cori, as they are seemingly have been running from something. And on the wet steps, you can hear the sound of boots. And you hear, "Daughter of mine." And you, like, scrying sensor, like, what the fuck? And you see that Caelum is, like, walking down. Like, it's basically like a Friday the 13th of Cori's mom, like, trying to find where her daughter and daughter-in-law are. And it seems like her
Jesus, I
mood...
thought it was Oliviette's mom.
No. This is Caelum. So, and her mood, because she is tied to nature with the different seasons, right now she is in summer form, but it is bringing about that, like, balmy summer heat that is fucking with the outside temperature. Like, lightning is coursing, and it is simply because she is tired of looking for you. She'll get you eventually.
Do I cover
and then
my
you'll have a
bases?
real wedding, god damn it.
I think Caelum's gonna cover his bases here. He's sending Caelum like, "Hi, this is Caelum. I didn't help you find your daughter, but I didn't hinder you in finding your daughter."
Caelum stops, just, what? And then Caelum, while you're scrying, you see Cori look at Olivia, "Go!" And then they both, like, they both run as Caelum is, like, distracted.
Oh shit, now you did! Now you did!
Well, that's a problem I'll have to deal with later. He will find Summer Cori, two hands on either of their shoulders. "Your mother's here. She's
What the
found
fuck? What the fuck?
She's found Spring."
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, no, that's Spring's problem.
Incredible.
Summer Cori is full on, like, having a, like, college
Drunken
style
bender.
Well, like, it's like a, I'm not gonna say like it's like a crisis of identity, but it's like close to that. It's like I'm finally, like, free of my mother, and I'm basically just free to be me, and it's Cori's wildest side.
I'll tell Autumn when we get back on the ship. It'll be fine.
Incredible. Speaking of being back on the ship, Hexton?
Two hands on Autumn Cori. "Your mother has found Spring."
Oh, fuck. Technically, that's Spring's problem, but I don't want her to ruin our honeymoon.
I might have distracted her and given Oliviette and Spring enough time to run, but I don't know how long that'll last.
Well, to be fair, running from a ultimately undangerous common enemy is basically our definition of a honeymoon. What?
We went to Fiji. No.
Don't you think it's terribly romantic to be running arm in arm with your lover away from, like, an ultimately undangerous enemy?
I'd much rather be on a beach chair drinking drinks from a coconut with a silly little umbrella in them, but sure.
Well, maybe you're right. I should probably check in on them.
I'm gonna tell your mom you said she was undangerous.
Oh no.
Please don't.
All right.
Caius,
What?
no fear. My mother, one fear.
One fear.
One fear.
I don't know where that shirt is. I have a one fear shirt.
Incredible.
I
So-
kind of want a one fear shirt. That's pretty funny.
What level is Hexton?
Hexton would
Or
be,
CR?
He would be player level around 15.
15.
So you'd be looking at CR Like CR 17 at most.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I've got two options then. I can turn him either into a Goristro or a Death Knight, because we've seen both.
Hexton is down to be a Death Knight. That sounds sick. But if you can make him a non-dead Death Knight.
Death Light?
Kind of. He just doesn't want to be a zombie, but he wants all the cool shit that Death Knights have.
There are also Planetars, which are CR16. And they are Celestials that have a 5d6 on their greatsword just cuz.
Yeah, he'd be okay with that.
He also has like a lot of healing capabilities, but he's probably not going to use that.
No.
What does Hexton look like? I'll just wing it.
I just picture him as Hawkeye.
Oh, as Mihawk from One
Mihawk,
Piece?
yeah.
No, Hexton.
Hey, Hawkeye!
He is covered in scars. He doesn't have any consistency in his tattoos. Like, they don't look like, even if they were part of one bigger mantelpiece, the scarring has broken up his actual tattoo work. And his real, like, he also isn't a barbarian. He's a fighter, or was a fighter. So he was usually wearing armor. The most notable thing about him was his giant stone greatsword.
Okay, I have got the stat block, which I will send to both you and LB.
Sure.
I'll actually just... Hello? What happened? There it is. I'll put it into For Keeps chat so that everyone can see. There you go. There's a section on the fallen angel part, which is probably what I'm going to lean into.
Yeah. That'd be a good guess for him.
Actually, I can see him just healing himself selfishly to keep fighting.
Why not? Okay. So, as you create Hexton from this spiritual form, Gwen, you feel a burning sensation on your leg where you had gotten your tattoo while you were in the Shadowfell. That tattoo is the ashes that are embedded in that tattoo are pulling themselves out of your skin as the tattoo is no longer on your body, as it was a cursed tattoo that was tied to Hexton.
Yeah.
You have freed up an attunement slot. Hooray!
Yay.
You can get the Ring of Shields now. Hooray!
I have so many things that I could attune to. Yeah.
And
One's just like,
and Hexton, I think, like, as he manifests onto the ship's deck with as he manifests, he like goes, like, takes his hand and sort of flexes, and then he has the realization that because this is a polymorph ability, and even resurrection magic does not bring his weapon with him. And he looks towards you, Gwen, and says, "You gave him one." And he, like, looks over towards Grayskull. "Hi, cousin." Grayskull. "Hi, cousin." And he
hello.
extends his hand to you.
I just pictured when he like pretended to like or tried to summon it, like just out of the frame. Gwen's just like slowly moving the sword towards him.
Yeah, he'll take it. Do a couple practice swings.
Your arm is now complete.
Something like that.
Oh, hold on. Let me just. And Caelum will scoot behind Hexton, reach up and finish the spell by giving him a blackened cloak of raven wings, because Plantars can fly.
And I think Hexton sort of like flexes them. And there is that just like, I think I can get used to this. And as you bring Hexton to life, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see all of you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. We are back. Hello, everybody.
What do you call a gender non-conforming person who is lactose intolerant?
What?
Non-binary.
That's good. I'm speechless. I'm processing this. This is good. This is what people really tune into the show for.
The bits, the bits,
the bits.
We really gotta pull a good one at like just randomly, like the whole when we left one that was really good. Maybe we'll do like a costume event.
I could shovel all my dice in my mouth.
Are you missing the drastic
stream.
bits?
I mean, I like the bits, but I feel like sometimes we need to just throw in something big so that it's
like the one
baby
with
shark,
Rob and his
the kitten
roommate
shark.
underneath his
Yeah.
desk.
Yes,
That one was
yeah.
really good. Rob was good at
Mhm.
bits.
Yeah, Rob is good at bits.
Can we get Rob back in here?
At a different time. But that being said, you want to know who isn't good at bits? This planetar that you have apparated onto your ship that was formerly a Goliath known as Hexton, who seems
I
to
assume
be...
he's good at hacking people into bits.
Oh, very much so. And with this great sword in his hand, he sort of like starts to just like do a couple Molinees, like he's like just kind of spinning it, flourishing.
I think
and getting a better understanding of like how his body works now.
I think it's better to show you than to explain it all. This is gonna suck. Hit me.
Oh, Caelum, you might not want to.
And
you know what?
Like
Let him
takes
make
a couple, like he'll take a couple steps back. He actually will go a full 30 feet away from you. And he will, okay.
Cori, can I play on hands, please?
Cam will brace up to make sure he doesn't get squashed immediately.
Okay. So he is going to take his sword and he begins to run at you. And then you see that he starts dragging his blade along the deck of the ship as it creates sparks. His feet leave the ground as his new raven black angel wings extend. As he flies directly towards you, pulling his blade up and spearing it forward. He's going to make a great sword attack for a 23 to hit.
I could, but I'm not, just for the effect.
Okay. Then that is going to be for 16 piercing damage or slashing damage and 27 points of radiant damage.
I'm fine.
And
there's like just this like corona of light that explodes out of Caelum.
And he like flicks the great sword back, looks down at you, and just does a deep bow.
Caelum will return it.
Hell yeah.
Gwen like leans over to Arjhan and she's like, I want to fight him so bad.
Yeah, he's excited. He's ready to be here in the flesh and blood again.
I'm so afraid that somebody is going to die and I don't know who.
Should I not?
I'm not going to be able to tell you not to.
Yeah, but I trust your opinion.
In this moment, I don't.
Speaking of trusting opinions, divine sense.
Divine Sense. Wow, 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 wow. He's celestial.
Celestial.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
To Hexton, I was able to weave in some of the Goliath magics I heard tell of. I believe you should have access to a Raise Dead spell, as well as he begins to list off the capabilities.
He seems to enjoy this. This idea pleases him.
Keep the death guy pleased and give the quiet kid a Snickers bar every single time.
Give him a couple extra nuggets at lunch.
I like
if
Twix.
If you want to practice, I mean, I'm available for sparring.
Yeah. Hexton,
Yes.
and you can see that like I'm available for sparring, and like Grayskull is like and like doesn't really like, not one of those like, but you're my sparring partner. He's just like genuinely like unnerved by seeing Hexton this way, and Hexton is like, yeah, let's fight, let's go. And he seems very engaged. With
like
wanting
20
to train.
minutes later, 20 minutes later, Gwen goes up to Cori, just like beaten and bloody. There's slashes everywhere, and she's like, "Cori, do you mind?"
Oh, do you need healing?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Wait, did Hexton do this to you?
Oh, yeah, I asked him to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and Cori, you look back at Hexton, who is covered in these cuts from the runt axe, and you just see that like glowing magic appears in his hand. He starts touching his wounds as they begin to heal. He is definitely using his own healing magic on himself.
Nice.
Caelum's over by a railing, pulling it back into place and using mending to weld it back.
Like Summer Cori pokes her head out and says, "Did someone say sparring?" Oh, hells yes.
Yeah. Hexton...
This is the next 2 days is all of us just fighting.
So this evening, as you are traveling, Caelum, make a perception check for me.
Oh, John. No, wrong button. Cool. 26.
A 26? So, Caelum, as the night goes on, and you brought Hexton back, they've been sparring nonstop, everyone is a little on edge. You have returned to your room to either work on scrolls that you've been working on, kind of trying to figure out how to shorten the length of magical casting times that are needed for particular spells, even to shave off just a couple seconds. It's the equivalent of going into like the training mode in a fighting game. Like you're just really looking to like get everything.
If I change this to an adverb, then I can probably redirect it to this, which would mean this.
Exactly. Then you only need the quarter circle input rather than the entire like bottom half.
But Simon, I play Zangief. I need to do 3 consecutive rotations.
Well, figure that out. Now you only need quarter circle twice and then 2 action buttons. You're trying to figure out how to turn hard mode into easy mode.
Is it at least plus on wake up? Sorry.
I think that might even be like one of the things that you like say to yourself while you're doing this. Caelum, you get the feeling like you are being watched. And when you look up, standing in your doorway is a hooded figure.
Huh?
Brown cloak. And you can see that there is like the lower half of their face is visible to you, and you can see that it kind of has this like green tinged, greenish yellow, almost lizard-like skin. There is a long like mustache that comes down, a little bit of chin stubble, and this figure, as soon as you notice it, turns to walk down the corridor.
Hold on. Like he'll put a hand on the desk to push himself off and chase the figure. Excuse me.
When you leave the room, they are not there.
What do I...
I will also note
Yeah.
that with your 26 in perception, you did notice that there was from their person what appeared to be a string of silver no thicker than a spider's thread.
Can
that
I
just seemed to extend away from them.
Can I see where the string is? Is it like filling the corridor, or does it trail after them and then disappear after a cutoff?
They were following the path of the string, but Caelum, you can make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. Because I definitely know that the silver string is for people fucking dream surfing. 28.
28. You will know that the silver string is a telltale sign of somebody using astral projection,
Mm-hmm.
where they send their spirit out into the astral sea.
Caelum closes his eyes as he begins to walk. A magical Selûnite like tattoo appears in the middle of his forehead. As a second level fighter, Caelum has blind sight up to 10 feet.
Okay.
So he will begin to patrol the hallways, essentially. If this person is invisible, he can still like blindsight them.
Okay. You do not find anybody.
He will ping his four keep sending. Hey guys, be on alert. There's someone who is not us on the ship.
Do we need to do a sweep?
Oh, it's one way. So
We'll go find Caelum. Hey Caelum,
eyes still closed. Yeah.
should we do a sweep?
Yeah, that would probably be good. Were they Gith?
They appeared to be Gith, yes.
They were some form of Gith. From I last I checked. I think they might be astral projecting here.
Okay. We'll do a physical sweep, and I'll get Cori to do a astral sweep.
Hexton will raise a hand. As a planetar, they have true seeing.
Ooh!
So Hexton will do the sweep and will take great joy if he finds anyone that meets the description that you gave that is not Bill and Ted.
And Hexton, if you kill the soul, you don't kill the body, so finish up. No.
Okay.
No. Cori's gonna assist him in that from the ethereal plane. She'll use her armor to go there.
Okay. Yeah, looking around, Cori, make an investigation check.
Oh boy, intelligence-based skills.
If only wizards could give her...
18, baby.
Hey!
Nice.
The world's greatest detective.
Hey, man.
So, Caelum has
I
described...
am the knight? Sorry.
Caelum has described what this figure looked like and kind of gave you a brief description, explained the astral thread coming from them, and you sort of go in the direction where Caelum was looking, and where he said that this figure walked to. With your 18, it's very strange because you can feel a tingling along the base of your spine that seems to run down as you get closer to the storage, like your cargo bay. And when you enter through, like past the wall to look into the cargo bay, you can see that there is a coin that exists in the astral sea, or that it exists in the ethereal plane that does not exist in the material plane. And when you pick up said coin, a message is relayed to you. And the message says, give this to the ones at the Citadel. They will know what this means.
Cori returns to the rest, presenting masculine today. And it said, give me to the ones at the Citadel. They will know what it means.
We know what this means? We know what this means, right? Gwen
Graceful
doesn't
shakes
know
his
what
head
this
no.
means.
Along our path, is there a citadel?
Is Tunarath along our path?
Tunarath is
No.
not along
That's
your
in
path.
our rear view.
Oh, it's in the opposite.
However,
Okay.
At the base, at the very end of the River of Limbo, there is a place known as the Citadel of the Gith. And it is, from what you're able to gather, speaking with Bill and Ted and Rasa and other individuals, is that this is the home of the Gith Zerai, not the Gith Yankee.
The monk Gith.
Is correct.
So not the Dragon Riders?
No, they're more or less a separate faction.
They are
Alright.
closer to warrior monks.
Shaolin fighting in space.
Oh, I don't know
And
what that means,
psionics.
but it sounds cool.
So, what do we think? Should we stop by the Citadel?
Yes. We're given a task, right? Or no? Is this bad?
Don't know.
Bill,
Well, the
Ted,
coin
Rasa.
doesn't belong to us, so might as well return it to whoever owns it.
It's not gonna blow up, right?
Identify.
It does not
Divine
radiate as
sense.
magic.
It's non-magical.
It's just a coin.
Yeah.
A
Just
very
a-
strange looking coin, but a coin nonetheless.
Sorry, Arjhan, what was that about Bill and Ted?
Yeah, Arjhan would like to ask Bill, Ted, and Rasa their opinion.
Bill and Ted are a little pensive about it. They know that the Gith Zerai are little bit more mysterious to them, anyways, than the Gith Yankee. Specifically because the Gith Zerai separated themselves from the Gith Yankee because they were looking for enlightenment, as they know it. They are warrior monks, but monk is the primary focus of their society. Rasa, she's never been to the Citadel of the Gith. Rightfully, this is outside of going to different places that usually had like portals readily available. This is the longest that she's free traveled through the Astral Sea in quite some time. She's heard that the Gith Citadel was out this way, but has never been herself.
Isn't about how much of a detour would it be to the Citadel?
And Skiznabat says that it wouldn't be much longer than a day out of the way. You have to go near there anyways to catch the
Chaos
waves
current.
to catch the chaos current. So to go there wouldn't add much more time than any of you all were willing to put.
We can spare a day, right?
Yeah. And if this helps us with what we have to do, I think that's all the more reason.
Okay.
Don't suppose it would be a trap, do you?
I mean, even if it is a trap, got a lot of really powerful people on this ship. I know they're probably pretty badass themselves, so we could make a show of it and tell them that we mean business. We're not just some random travelers.
Can I examine the coin?
You can. Arcana or history. Cori already, or you already looked at the coin. It is non-magical. It is a coin, though.
Well, I wanted to see, like, does it have any etchings on it? Any, like,
Make a
certain features?
history check for me. You wouldn't happen to have proficiency in jeweler's tools, would you?
Sadly, it's painter's supply today.
Ah,
Jewelers is never on my rotation.
why would it be?
Because honestly, I pick up the proficiency with chef's tools and then fabricate sandwiches.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Okay.
just a history check.
Yep.
Intelligence. 27.
Okay, with a 27, while you are looking at this, while you are identifying it, it is not it is essentially like a silver coin, but you're guessing that it's made out of the same silver that a Githyanki blade would be made out of.
Oh shit, that's rad.
It is old, and you can tell that it's old. It smells old. It tastes old. It came from the ethereal plane to the material plane, which is also wild for it to have done and retain no magic. But ultimately, it doesn't have any definitive markings of like a kingdom or ruler. Like normally when there is a pressing, it involves some, like pressing for coinage, it involves some sort of
face
like
to it,
stamp or seal of authenticity on it to be used as currency. As far as minting goes, this looks like an unminted silvered coin. So coin in shape and size, but more.
So don't put it in with the rest of my silver, or else I'm going to fucking lose it.
Probably, yeah. That's when locate object comes in real handy. Be like, where the fuck's that coin? And look at me
in this stack of other coins. Fuck.
Okay. So yeah, you investigate that a little bit further.
Oh god, Knight's in the courtyard.
So is at that point, after investigating both ships, you don't find anybody else. It gets later on into the evening. Caelum, do you sleep or do you trance this evening?
It would have to be trance because he would like to be on the bridge most times of day.
Sounds good. So during your trance, make another perception check for me.
I. Try fucking running away with a 28.
Okay, 28. Wow.
I'm paranoid, motherfucker.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're trancing. You are still being mindful of your surrounding, and it is good that you do. As in front of you, with your eyes open, you see cloaked figure yet again. Though this time, rather than running away, you see that they sit down cross-legged across from you and put their hands onto their knees. And the voice says, and I have to specify that it is a voice. This creature's mouth does not move, but you can hear them speaking in your mind. And as it reaches out, this creature asks, "Would thou be free for conversation?"
Caelum gets up from his bed and will sit on the floor, same like cross-legged, hands on knees, and just give them a bow. Yes, I'm currently free for conversation. How may I help you?
And you see that they look up at you. And from their hooded face, you can see two glowing motes of blue where their eyes would be. And they say, "My name is Zereth Menyar Ag Gith. I am the leader of the Gith Sarai. You are the Magister, correct?"
Correct.
"I require your assistance for the sake and survival of my people."
what's happening in the Citadel.
It is not what is happening within the Citadel that is a cause for alarm. It is what is happening within Limbo, within the chaos itself. Over the last 8 of your months, the river has become tumultuous. It has we have begun to see more Slotty. We have begun to see more of the Batraki coming through the river. We are used to them attacking and defending their attacks as they hope to claim our citadel and rule all of Limbo. But they have not been coming in an attempt to steal our home. They are running. We have not seen activity like this since the Dawn War. There is very little that a Slod would be afraid of. And yet still they fear. Gathering a sense from those who have passed by, sentient and otherwise, it has come to my attention that the one known as Caius is gaining strength. I have spoken to, your patron, reached out, and they have informed me that you are to defeat them, and save your world and mine. The reason I ask for your help, there is something coming from upstream that my people are not equipped to fight. Before the Slod summoning stone was sealed and altered to create the Slod as you knew them, as we know them, their creations were more monstrous, larger, more terrifying. The Slod, in what little wisdom they still retained from their creator, Primus, hid these creatures deep within Limbo. The one that we know as Kashyyyk is making its way towards the Citadel. I would ask that you protect my people from Kashyyyk, and in return, I will provide to you a way to pass through the Eye of Doom.
Well, when you put the terms like that, how can I refuse?
They nod. I am thankful to you, Magister.
I'm gonna need to gather my friends and inform them of this. Is there any other information you can give me about what's coming through Limbo?
I have lived as the leader of the Githzerai, as the second leader of the Githzerai, since we separated ourselves from the Githyanki. And in all of my years, I have only heard whispers. I have only heard the stories that the Slod share, of a Slod mutation that would be large and that was the same height, if not greater, than the Citadel itself. A creature of titanic proportions. We Githzerai are warrior monks. This is true. But we do not have the means to defend against something of that scale, if the stories that the Slod tell are true.
Okay. Well, gather 6 of your most capable fighters. And we'll meet you at the Citadel.
When you arrive, I believe one of you is capable enough to discover my message. Deliver the coin. The 6 will know.
All right.
In the meantime, I thank you.
We will be there as soon as possible.
And they nod again and stand and give you a very deep, gracious bow as they walk out of the room.
Caelum looks over at, like, this little alarm clock he has near his bed.
Oh, it's
What
like
time
5
is it?
minutes before you set it to wake up.
Motherfuck. He'll just undo the alarm and start heading out. He'll wait for, like, the rest of the crew before informing them of what happened. And so, yeah, if we manage to help save the Gith Citadel, the Elder there is willing to give us a way through the eye.
Do you say this around like Skiznabat crew as well as your crew?
4 keeps first.
Okay, 4 keeps. 4 keeps only. Got it.
This one is 4 keeps only before we go to the rest of the crew, because if it's a no here, then it does need to go out.
For sure.
Well, getting through the Eye of Doom would be great. Because
Yeah.
apparently that's bad.
I think it's in the name, Doom, right?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm down if you guys think it's okay.
I mean, another big fight. Warm up.
We're saving a bunch of people. We are getting away through the Eye of Doom, and we are taking a potentially devastating piece off the board if Caius gets their hands on this thing coming through Limbo.
Potentially getting more allies. It's always nice.
Sounds like win-wins.
I see this as an absolute win.
Well, we haven't won yet. Slaughter nasty business.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Slot are running away from it.
Is it not a really big one?
Was not described.
Whatever it is, the 4 of us plus everyone else, I mean, I don't mean to like overstate our abilities, but I think we can handle it. Plus, this would be a good like practice run.
Yeah.
Because we have, I mean, the clowns were good, but like we haven't really had a big.
The
fight
clowns
in a
were
long time.
not good at all.
Right.
No, I mean, but it was so easy.
But like we're about to go fight an elder evil. I think fighting something not an elder evil is probably good for a last probe of our weaknesses.
Yeah.
What we can do better. What we need to make sure doesn't go wrong.
You make a good point.
Yay or nay? Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
There are people who need our help. Yay.
Yay.
I do hope that I can get something done before we do that, though.
Who wants to tell the rest of the crew?
I do have a question. Is this going to cause problems with Bill and Ted? I don't know about the factions do you think that's going to be like, is there any rift between the ones that were going to help and
I think they said that there was, but it's not like open war. It's more just like
Eh,
the culture took two different paths.
And knowing Bill and Ted, they wouldn't let this stand.
yeah,
They'd want to go help
Okay.
regardless.
all right, who wants to break the news?
I'll do it.
All right,
Okay.
I'll be there.
Skiznabat, gather the crew, please, for the all hands meeting.
Can do. So you, when you describe the individual, like your conversation with the individual, all that kind of thing, do you mention the name at all?
Yes.
Okay. And I will post that into the Discord. But
there was a lot of apostrophes.
Yeah. It is Zareth Menyar Ag Gif. And when you say that, like, Ted gets like this, like, I know that I've heard that name somewhere. And Bill's eyes actually get very large. It seems like Bill was actually better in their studies than Ted was. And they let you know that, like, they get, like, very, like, oh my God, like, you spoke with this person. Like, actually had a conversation with them. They will effectively inform you that this figure is to the Gith Zerai as to Flakith is to the Gith Yankee. This eternal leader has asked, almost begged you for help. And Bill and Ted are both just like, whoa, like they are like completely beside themselves that would happen.
Hey, Bill, Ted, you could be the first Gith Yankee to be ever sung about by Gith Zerai in a positive connotation.
I don't know if Gith Zerai actually like have music.
Everyone takes monasticism like differently. I imagine some of them have a penchant for music.
Like chants.
I don't honestly remember the last time that I spoke to a Gith Zerai. But I'm sure we could ask him.
Yeah, bud.
And Skiznabat is just like he loves being part of this crew. Loves being here.
My autobiography is going to be so fucking wild.
In his mind, bestseller. Like, oh yeah, he's very excited. But yeah, towards the end of this day as well, Arjhan, you will receive a sending from Rathsk that says, King working on gift personally with my assistance. Turns out he felt bad about making metallic skeleton.
The cat.
No.
Oh, the other guy too.
Korg, the guy who like took over Arathsk's island after
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, the king of Sirt's Hellier made him his bones.
Yeah.
It feels bad, so he's
because Cord won the fucking tourney.
Mm-hmm. King also says he owes long overdue favor. Arjhan, you can make a history check if you like. Six? Okay. I'll let you roll with advantage because this is related to money.
Damn it. Natural 20.
Okay. So with your natural 20, I'm glad that you got the natural 20 because, Arjhan, this is directly related to something that you said. This was when you had been involved with the Ceaseless Quarry in the city of Certs Hellier, where you helped secure a city with a massive vein of Titan steel. And after being paid a sum, you had mentioned to the one who is working at the Ceaseless Quarry, the head, that they're going to make so much money off of this. Like, this is the cut that we're going to be getting, in not so many words. And they expressed that the king would, as a result, owe you a favor of sorts. It was at that point that you all had to worry about Caelum being kidnapped and decided, fuck this place anyways, and left. But you have had a long-standing debt owed to you by the living regent of Certs Hellier, and he's wanting to make good on this. So not only will this creation of yours be made, but it will be made out of Titan steel instead of regular metal. You can work on it just the same. So it will also act as adamantine on top of its other properties.
Would the two of you feel comfortable working on this in Verstein momentarily?
He will get back to you at tomorrow when he has his sending again. But I think that you would actually receive a sending from a dwarf this time around. Specifically, it would be the dwarven priest at the Temple of Moradin that you had gone to, who remembers you and says, he said that he can do that. See you soon? ?
That's 2 words.
It is.
I mean, it's a piece of punctuation. He doesn't actually say question mark. It's question mark.
No, he says ?
Thank you.
He was told with explicit orders to read the note exactly as it was written.
Well, motherfucker, I tried to help you.
Thank you. I will retrieve them in a few minutes or a few hours.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, Arjhan, several hours go by. You are all still on your way to the city of Gith, or the citadel of the Gith.
Rasa, would you, where's your armor?
Rasa will, she will go up to Skiznabat's ship and rummage around, and you can hear her saying, they said that they had extra cargo space. And there's like clanging of metal and like pots and pans. You hear a chicken squawk, which is a very strange thing to hear on a ship. And there are some feathers that kind of go, but she comes back with her draconic armor.
Would you mind if I borrowed it for an hour or two?
She nods and says that she trusts you with it.
Take it. I need to go to Verstein for a few minutes. I will be right back.
She nods and says, you'll know where to find her. She just sort of goes back to just flying upon the breeze of the astral sea.
Does anyone want to go to Verstein for a minute?
Grayskull does.
I do.
Okay.
I always got to see the like smelly lines coming up from all that delicious bread that you all ate constantly in front of me, and I want some for myself.
Oh, please do go.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll pop over to Verstein.
Okay.
I need to go talk to Kendek.
Okay. Thankfully, your house always appears right across the street from the forge.
I'll take Grayskull around for a tour. Get him some bread.
Wow.
You should try the pumpkin bread.
How does a pumpkin fit in a bread?
Very carefully.
Okay, because like, I would like squash it, and like he like thinking about the ways that he could compress a pumpkin into the size.
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah, two of you go off. Arjhan, you go to Kendek.
What's he up to?
Kendek is in the middle of, I think you'd be working on like ringlets for a set of armor. Just sort of like getting chainmail ready.
Kendek.
Hmm.
I may have a project, and I may be bringing others to help on it. Would it be okay to share your forge?
Kendek nods and sort of like washes his hands briefly with water and says, do they know their way around a forge?
One of them certainly does. One of them really just owes me a favor.
And
but has the material.
And Kendek will nod. And Arjhan, as you say this, you start hearing yelling from outside. And you see that the like sky near you gets dark. And then there is a whoosh of wind as a large bronze dragon lands on its hindquarters carrying a large chunk of an illustrious metal. And you hear a cackling as a dwarven man slides off of the back.
That would be them. I was going to go get them. Apparently they're okay. That's fine. Those are them.
And the dragon sort of like shifts back into the form of a Rask. And the dwarven leader is like laughing at the fact that he just got to ride on a Rask's back, and a Rask is like, I know it won't be the last time, but can we not tell people about this? And the dwarf will laugh and sort of like pat his back and say, we don't need to tell people about this. They're going to be singing about it. Dwarf on Dragonback. Dwarf on Dragonback.
Before we get interrupted, I did want to ask, how are things with Sharana?
They're good. We've been making time to spar. It's very strange. She seems to do the most talking while we are in the act of fighting.
How do you feel about that?
It means that I don't have to talk so much, and that's nice.
What if I gave you a story that you could tell her? That you could share with her?
He nods.
And I'll like just sort of tell him like very briefly what the project is, and try to just hit the TLDR before the Forge King and Ras come in.
It seems like they are more just like setting up and like dragging the metal in and like just sort of observing the workspace as the two of you are talking. And Kendek nods and looks at you and says, before I met you, I killed to survive. Others saw me as a weapon to be used. Working here has given me purpose. We will make this, and we will make this for you. That is the least I can do.
Appreciate that. Hi, this way.
As the two
Go
leaders of the more well-established city-states approach you, and the Forge King will extend his hand out and compliment you on how much you've grown since the last time that he saw you. Considering that you have grown taller, your wings are more pronounced as you had just gotten them when you were in Sertzellier previously. And he seems very, very excited about this project.
Okay. So just very quickly, the thing that I am asking to get done basically involves the shift weave that we've gotten. This jewel and this armor. This is the armor of the 6th Legion. This is the armor of my mate, Elsa. I wish to make something a bit more flexible for her, something that shows off how I see her. I do not think that this could get done quickly without a miracle. I'm very good at miracles. This is the Dragon Forge. This was a very strong place of power for my goddess. I intend to invoke her here to assist with this. Is that discomforting for anyone?
The Forge King shakes his head. He doesn't have a problem with this. In his eyes, I mean, he worships his gods. You worship yours. Kendek, no complaints. Arathsk, you can see, takes a deep breath and says, do not expect a convert. But I am not going to stand in your way. I came to assist.
Okay. However comfortable you are with it, I've asked no more of you. Are we ready to begin?
They all nod.
Arjhan will take a second to imbibe. By the way, Forkies will be doing something at the Dragon Forge. I assume it will be big. If you would like to come.
Yeah, Grayskull's there.
And I will imbibe the potion of Draconic Majesty.
Hell yeah.
And say, my queen and my friend, I hope that I can count on you for a favor. I want to help these masters of the Forge make a miracle happen to further improve on the armor of your 6th Legion. Just to show that Rasa is Ziltori Ishii. And if I get an affirmative or get her consent, I will use divine intervention.
She will give you that consent.
So there are raw materials here. There is the armor that is her measurements. How do?
So, as you cast divine intervention, or you perform this divine intervention, the sky begins to darken, heavy with cloud. There is a flash of lightning as in the doorway of the Dragon Forge, you see not one, not two, but all 5 of the different heads of Tiamat standing in this doorway. They look into the room, and Arath's eyes are just like, oh, fuck, oh, God. Like, he can just, like, feel the overwhelming force and presence that is these 5 working in tandem. Kendek just nods and bows respectively, and the King of Sertelier just, like, arms crossed, like, kind of shakes his head a little bit in disbelief. You know, he thought there was only one dragon left. A dragon just happened, and then the Queen of Dragons shown up. He just laughs, not out of disrespect, but out of disbelief. And when he sees the 5 of them, like, and he starts laughing, Billy puts her hands on her hips and just gives a deep-hearted laugh as Kara steps forward. And she approaches you and says, "Let it be known that we will make this right by you. Not because of any previous ill doings." And she, like, makes a pointed look at Arathsk, and Arathsk is just like a never meet your, like, closest equivalent is like, oh, just a wide-eyed, just like, but because you have shown us what kindness is, and in our thanks, we would bestow this kindness to you. And she will walk over into, like, in the direction of the armor. As she does, Zelena, the green one, will go over to Arathsk and say, "What are you waiting for? Let's move some materials." And he just, like, head down, like, "Yes, ma'am," like, very much, like, put in his place because a god is like, "Hey, fucking move." It is that point that Kravenna and Madri will both approach Kendek. She asks, Madri will ask to see Kendek's forge tools. Shows it to her. She imbues them with this primordial electricity. Kravenna goes over to Kendek, sizes him up, and then puts an arm, like a hand, onto his shoulder, looks him dead in the eyes, and she says, "I believe in you. Now go." And Kendek just, like, you see that like there is that like he's always kind of emanating heat, but to have the red head of Tiamat say that she believes in him, especially when he is the red herald of Tiamat, it is essentially like he got haste times 3 cast on him. The heads of Tiamat begin to work in tandem with Kendak, with Arask, with the king of Sertzelier, who is known for his ability to manipulate Titan Steel. And within the matter of an hour, you watch as this act of kindness is performed. Kendak is moving in at almost unseen speeds. As soon as his like that lightning that's coursing through his weapons is not only hammering it into place, but is giving it a charge where it is like maintaining its shape easier, that it's sort of diffusing throughout to create this more like, essentially like as he's striking it, that oil coat that's on it is igniting and just like flash finishing it as he is going. And you watch as this great work is put together, as like Arask and Kara are working together to install this large ruby into the centerpiece of this armor. And by the end of the hour, like there is a crowd around the forge. All of the heralds are here, and Ren pointedly is not saying a word. Actually, I think pointedly Ren is not there. Out of anybody who is there, he's just like, nah, fuck this. Like, she told you to watch out for me at one point, and like, ex-girlfriends, what can you do about that kind of thing? But everyone in town is watching as the Queen of Dragons herself has graced the material plane to help create something for you, with you. When the hour is up and the materials lay completed, Kara will take her hand and she will touch the center shear of this jewel. And as she does, you watch as this chromatic magic spills all along its sides, and it seems to fold into itself until it is just a ringlet fit for a red dragon. And you watched as like Kendak and the king like had to struggle to pick this up the first time. Kara gingerly picks it up with one hand, walks it over to you, and says, and as she hands it to you, you can like feel its heft again. And she says, give this to your mate. You have our blessing.
I have a couple of minutes before it's going to be too heavy for me to carry.
She nods.
I'll do that now.
She nods again.
Thank you.
And she bows and says, do not thank me. Thank yourself. And thank your friend Coriander. They reinforced what it truly means to have a friend. I expect nothing from this other than your happiness.
The same. Do appreciate your help.
And she nods.
Rask, thank you for helping with this. I know that was uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that last part.
I know that was uncomfortable, but
to peel off a band-aid or a bandage on the wound of prejudice will always sting. I have been wrong. I have been wrong before, and I will continue to be wrong again, but in this moment, me being uncomfortable is a sign that I am doing the right thing. Go. You've done well.
Did I ever get the Forge King's name?
Yes. Let me get that up for you. I believe his full name is Lord Ebenholt, but let me just get
That's good.
Okay.
Lord Ebenhold, how did it feel to forge? And Kendak, how did it feel to forge with a god?
And Lord Ebenholt crosses his arms and says, if you ever die and are reincarnated into a dwarf, know that you have a spot in my family. And Kendek sort of like, he's very good. There is much I can learn from him. And the two of them have like this not necessarily unspoken agreement, but it is when you get like two engineers together where they're just like, yeah, we're really good work partners. Okay, clock's done. Like, bye. Like, I just don't really know how to interact outside of their form of medium.
And whenever Arjhan comes back to the groups, he is still an adult dragon for a few minutes, but in his hands there is this sort of ringlet of Titan steel with little bits of it like shards just sort of folding around in sort of like a lotus pattern around this large pentagonal cut ruby. I need to get back to the ship to Rasa now. I can't fit through the house now, so I'm going to take the short way. I'll meet you back in whenever y'all are done here.
Okay. Did you tell Tiamat we said hi?
Tiamat's still like right over there.
Oh, hi!
They wave.
I can't wait for your next concert.
They just sort of like very much like, of course, everyone is.
Do you need help with anything?
I think I've got it.
Okay.
And Arjhan will plane shift back to the ship.
Oof.
I assume that the amount of hit dice that's gonna hurt is not gonna be enough to dispel the dragon.
No.
Okay.
No, you don't need to maintain concentration when you lose HP from using these abilities.
And he'll plane shift back to Rasa.
Rasa just like, bam! Like you're there. She is taken aback a little bit. But her expression lightens when she realizes it's you.
Would you mind if we go back to your lair? he will plane shift again. With her. So I would like to share 2 names. And it's important for me that you hear them first because it's so much easier for me to find the words I'm looking for when I'm with you. I struggle finding comfort in my own scales with who I am and my legacy. But being with you, it helps make that anxiety, that self-doubt, that nagging sense that I should feel bad about everything. It helps it fade for a bit. So that's the first name. The legacy. That ship was originally supposed to be a vessel for my progenitor. So was I. But we've managed to make the most of both of them and find some peace and comfort and joy in them despite the baggage. When I get buried under the pressure of the weight of all the worlds that's been put on me, when I struggle to find the words I need, when it feels like I'm spiraling and I can't, your voice, it's gravity riding me. When I wake up restless because of the stress of all of this, I find solace in the soft thunder of your breath, in your scent of smoke and leather and cinnamon. So as for the second name, I got a hold of something beautiful that is also warm. This is Ziltorigeri, encased in the scales of your armor. Hendek, Tiamat, and I refit your armor in the Dragon Forge to reinforce it with shiftweave and set this ruby from the plane of fire. It will shift to your desired form in a moment's time whenever you need. And he'll sort of just like press it up against her chest. And in sort of that Iron Man Infinity War armor, it will just sort of like the Titan Steel will shift into a necklace. Necklace to rest upon your chest. A bangle piece to further accent your talons. And he will just sort of press up against it again. And the familiar form of her armor will reappear on her in a way that does not require anybody else to put it on her.
She's so excited.
Or your armor of the 6th Legion. Exactly as familiar and comfortable, but always with the one thing I see in you. Ziltorigeri, which she would understand in Draconic is his or her heart's fire. Quite literally, fire of his or her soul blood.
And Rasa is taken aback by this And as she looks at the armor, she does not know what to say, other than as she sits on her hindquarters and like checks it out, she excitedly says, "It has pockets."
It does have pockets.
And like you can see there's this look of just like, oh, thank God. Like I don't have to try and like carry my hoard in my claws now. I can just like fill my pockets up with goodies. And she just is a fountain of thank yous and is just completely beside herself. And
yes, sir.
She just nuzzles against you and says, "I will never know how to truly repay the kindness that you show me, other than declaring that I am glad to be your mate for as long as you will have me. This is wonderful. This is more than anyone has ever given to me. And considering that the Queen of Dragons herself gave me a job in her personal armed forces, to have something that was created by so many, all because of you." And she just nuzzles you again. "You make me proud to say that I am yours. Thank you." The Disaster Tour, thank you so much for raiding.
As the hour ends,
Mhm.
because we were cutting it, does Arjhan ship back?
He does not. He feels that internal hourglass. A chromatic hand flips it back, and you have been extended one more hour.
Simon, I would like to romance the dragon.
Oh, no roll necessary. You have schmoozed this dragon, and she is just... she's all about this. She's ready for it. And I think as you schmooze the dragon, having given her this wonderful necklace, and the rest of the party has... I mean, like, you're in Verstaine. Ross's lair is in Verstaine. So you watched Arjhan disappear. Tiamat and everyone else is like, okay, like, show's over, let's all go home. And then within 5 minutes, there is, like, dragon has reappeared at the lair on top of the mountain. And the kobolds are now, like, standing guard outside, like, no, not accepting visitors at this point in time.
Oh, I've shown Grayskull the miracle that is giant pretzel and beer cheese dip.
Oh, he's all about it. So
Yes.
I think, yeah, our party is getting some delicious food. Arjhan, again, is spending time with his mate, and that is as good of a time as any to call it for tonight's session. So thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Raiders, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sorry that it happened at the point that it did, but hey, guess what? We're on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/IndoorAdventures, we got VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point. We are in session 9 of our final story arc. We've played from levels 1 through 20. So if you're looking for a show to get in on the backlog of, boy, have I got a show to pitch to you. It involves all of these wonderful people. all people who I absolutely love having on the channel. Speaking of, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice22 on Twitter and Twitch and Blue Sky, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life, sometimes stream, and I'm kind of getting into video editing, so go and check those out. You can catch me here on Mondays as Caelum the Shatterkai Wizard Fighter, on Thursdays over at the Hype Goblins, where we do another D&D 5e homebrew campaign where it's all third-party content and it's fun. I'm on a date with my prospective partner. I was about to say dragon friend, but you know what? Don't want to overstep my bounds. I'll let Arjhan have his sunshine. Saturdays over at G Game Nights, where we do a game called Hearts of Stone. It's a Blade in the Dark game where I play a mad scientist by the name of Fume, and he's a stinker. Finally, Sunday mornings over at the Hype Goblin, where we do Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and it's getting wild over there. I can't really say much more. Go check it out. DenakeHeater.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches and the Blue Skies and the Instagrams and all that sort of fun stuff. You can find me next streaming tomorrow on GGK. We are doing our Stars Without Numbers game. We're wrapping that up soon. I am also getting into audio editing, very funnily enough. The first episode of the Trenchcoats and the Weeb Monster of the Week podcast, sort of audio cast thing, went up last week on Tuesday, and tomorrow episode 2 of 3 will be up on the YouTube, so check out the LBHackEmUp on YouTube to see that one. And I mean, you can see my full schedule on Twitter and Blue Sky. Otherwise, you can just hang out in the Discord. You can see when we are live and all that fun stuff. That's me, DenakeHeater.com.
Boy, I'm Cyber. I got really burned out on audio and video editing, so I don't do that anymore right now. Instead, right now, I actually did get back on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/cyberwolf1201, where right now I am playing through Bayonetta 3. So many things happened in the first few minutes of that game. There was a Kraken, there was a Fey werewolf, there's multiverse shenanigans, there's just so much. And of course, you know, a witch with guns on her feet and shit. Kaiju battles. It's so much. I love that game so much. We'll keep doing it probably all the way up through Spooky Month. You can also find me on Blue Sky. I'm at Cyber CYBR. I don't post much. That's it. DenakeHeater.com.
Speaking of DenakeHeater.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DenakeHeater.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I also just finished my cardigan. Look, it's got buttons. Anyway, go check me out, DenakeHeater.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and on Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, if this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on that after show. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side. It's a link to our Discord, because that's the best place to ask us questions for that there after show. But we are going to be heading out, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week, and we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!